Izzy's just the most sophisticated of the strikers. If you watch striking, if you're a person who likes striking and you like setups and stuff, what he's doing something very different because he's getting guys to move a certain way. He's reading you. Like you see when Izzy's moving around, he's reading you.
Yeah.
He's seeing if he can come forward with the right hand. He's seeing if you're looking at that right hand, he kicks your leg. Yeah. He's going to move out of the range of your power.
It's like he's thinking in 4D or something.
You know, they like to do it big over there in Saudi, right? Like they treat their stars amazing. You've been there with Francis. When they offered you this fight there, was that something that excited you?
Definitely, because I've been to Saudi Arabia when they started to open the gates to the world. I've been there probably 5 or 6 times, but I haven't fought there. And yeah, I was excited to get the call that I'm fighting over in Saudi Arabia.
I do believe Israel Adesanya wins via a decision. I think he maintains range, keeps his distance, moves around, uses all of the space inside the octagon. And in Saudi Arabia, Israel Adesanya will be the winner.
Izzy.
Yeah, I got Izzy on that one though.
This is an important fight for me, but it's for me. Like I said to Oscar before, I could lose my next 10 fights and it wouldn't, dim my history or anything. But this fight is important for me, not for anyone else. I'm doing this to prove to myself, I'm still involved in this game. I'm still getting better and I'm still very dangerous. So yeah, I'm doing this one for me.
The former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya will face Nassourdine Imavov in Fight Night on February 1st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Adesanya will be fighting without a title involved in this fight after 6 long years. He has recently lost 3 out of his last 4 fights, and the pressure is on him. The MMA pros have also predicted the outcome of this fight. Demetrius Johnson picks Israel Adesanya to beat Nassourdine Imavov. The Mighty Mouse believes Israel will break his losing streak in the main event of Fight Night in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Johnson believes Israel will use his grappling and wrestling skills to register a win on Saturday night.
Now, who do I have winning? You guys already know what it is. I mean, I ain't gotta tell you guys. I'm always gonna go with my boy Izzy. If Izzy was gonna step up to fight King Kong Godzilla back-to-back, I'm always going to roll my boy Izzy. So I'm going to go with Izzy over at Nassourdine.
Jan Blachowicz shared his thoughts about the Israel Adesanya versus Nasty Imavov fight. Jan thinks that the pressure will be on Israel, especially after his last 2 defeats. He said that Israel will be looking to make a comeback, and he can only win by regaining his old form and mindset. Jan is hoping that Israel wins this fight, but he also admitted there is a possibility that Imavov will beat him.
We'll see, because Adesanya, he lose couple fights. I don't know how, what's happening in his head right now, and we know that most of people from Dagestan, they know how to fight. So for sure that's gonna be a tough fight. And if Adesanya will back to like before I beat him in this kind of shape, he gonna win the fight. But if he still stuck in the this weird mindset, he gonna lose again. I hope so. We're gonna win.
Similarly, Eric Nixick, who is the coach of Sean Strickland, wants Israel to win this bout. Eric first reacted to Israel's recent bout with Dricus du Plessis, and he believes that the former champion was dominating that in the beginning. Eric thinks that Adesanya fought well, but du Plessis showed his class and managed to defend his title out of nowhere.
Man, that's a good fight. That's a really, really good fight, I thought Izzy was doing very well against Dricus, and maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was kind of sipping the Kool-Aid, but I thought Israel was kind of taking over until he wasn't. And credit to Dricus again. You think you count the guy out, and then all of a sudden he does something, and then he's right back in the fight or winning the fight.
Eric further explained the key for Israel Adesanya to beat Imavov and get back to winning ways. He feels that the grappling of Israel should be his key weapon in this fight to make a comeback after 2 straight defeats. Nixick wants Israel to win because he thinks that the middleweight division becomes more exciting and competitive when Adesanya is winning there.
I'm interested to see how Israel has showed up with his grappling. And I think that's going to be the key to this fight. Can Imavov implement a grappling game plan, get Izzy to the ground, at least in the first couple rounds? And how does Izzy look after 2 losses in a row? I'm pulling for the guy, man. I love Izzy, I really do. So I'm pulling for Izzy. I want to see him come back because that division's only really better with Israel Adesanya winning in it.
So you're pulling for him. Do you think he wins though?
I do. I actually think he does win. Yeah, I think he wins.
On the contrary, Adam Fugit has a different thought. The UFC welterweight fighter thinks Israel will get a tough time in the cage and Imavov will beat the former middleweight champion. I think Israel is going to have a good fight there, a tough fight, and I think that somebody's going to bring the heat to him, so I'm going to go with Imavov. The UFC heavyweight fighter Curtis Blades also picks Israel Adesanya to beat Nassourdine Imavov on February 1st. Blades believes it won't be easy for Imavov to match the long range and grappling of Adesanya.
I'm gonna go Izzy because again, how you pronounce his last name again?
Imavov.
Imavov. He wants to play Izzy's game, and I haven't seen anyone beat Izzy at his game. That long range attacking in and out type style. So yeah, I'll go with Izzy.
Moreover, Stephen Thompson praised the training of Israel as he thought that it was a genius move for him to train with Robert Whittaker. The UFC welterweight fighter said that training with an outstanding and experienced fighter like Robert will give a huge benefit to Adesanya. Thompson is confident that despite the ongoing bad patch, Israel will manage to defeat Imavov and will make his way to fight for the title.
Izzy's making some adjustments. You see him out there training with Robert Whittaker, and what better guy than, who held the middleweight division for a while was Robert Whittaker. He's got great takedown defense, that guy, and so they're doing something right. I mean, Robert Whittaker is a monster. He's been in the game for a long time, and he's still at the top. So that goes to show that they're doing something right over there. We're at his gym. So he's doing the right thing, going over there and training with Robert Whittaker. I'm leaning towards Izzy Adesanya. I think he's hungry. Yes, he had that last loss, but he's itching the bit to get back up at the top and get that title again.
The former UFC legend Chael Sonnen made a shocking statement and said that this fight might be a career-ending fight for Israel. Chael feels that Adesanya has been losing fights lately, and if he loses against Imavov, then the question will start to raise about the future of Adesanya in UFC. A defeat against Nassourdine Imavov might result in ending the career of the former UFC champion.
If Izzy loses to Imavov, it would be way extreme for me to say his career's over, but the career that he has enjoyed is over. He's already out of title. He's already off of pay-per-view. I mean, right? It's just the way that it goes.
Moreover, Chael Sonnen also elaborated the importance of this fight. According to the former UFC star, Israel should never be underestimated as he has the skills to beat any strong fighter on his day. Sonnen said that Israel will most probably get another title shot if he wins this fight. The former UFC star added that Adesanya is a genius fighter and he will make the right decision about whom he wants to fight after beating Imavov.
Meanwhile, if Izzy wins, he could be back in there for a world title. He could be back fighting for a world title. And who knows what Izzy will do with a microphone. Izzy will not leave you all wondering what's going to be next. He will call somebody out. Much as you think Chimaev's going to be taking on the winner of Sean versus DDP, as much as you think that, and that is true until Izzy grabs a hot mic and sticks a finger in his chest. I'm just saying, there's nobody that can change the landscape and change the way that you view the world around him. Nobody.
Meanwhile, Grant Dawson refused to admit that Israel is out of form. The UFC lightweight fighter said that people are overreacting about Israel Adesanya as he has been fighting well and losing against the strongest fighters of his division, that too in close fights. Dawson is excited about this fight and he looks confident that Israel Adesanya will beat Imavov on February 1st.
I think I'm going to take Israel in that fight. I think a lot of people are underestimating him or kind of thinking he's over the hill. He's only losing to the best guys in the world. And I think this is going to be a really fun striking fight. This is a good one. I think Izzy's going to get this one done. I really hope he does, actually.
Similarly, Cody Steele, who also competes in the lightweight division, is backing Israel in this fight. Cody knows that it will be tough competition, but he is a fan of Israel's fighting style and he will be supporting him against Imavov. Cody Steele said, "It's a tough one, I like Israel a lot. I like watching him fight, so I would say Izzy." The Chinese Kung Fu kid Song Yadong is also backing Israel Adesanya in his upcoming bout. Song revealed that Israel is his old friend and they were a part of the combat sports in China, so that's why he is hoping that Adesanya will win this fight. Song Yadong said, "I like Israel, you know, we were in combat in China a long time ago, you know. He is our old friend, I pick Israel." Moreover, the UFC middleweight fighter Jared Cannonier has given his verdict about this encounter. Jared should have a better idea about their skills as he has fought against both fighters. Cannonier said that Imavov can give a tough competition to the former champion, but Israel will somehow manage to claim the victory.
I think Israel can score more on this shot, score more in that bout. I think he has more tools at his disposal, and he's more seasoned in the execution of said tools, if you will. So as long as he keeps his composure and doesn't allow Imavov to get a good footing, I think Israel can score a good victory in there.
Additionally, Youssef Zalal has also picked Israel Adesanya to claim the victory against Imavov. He believes that he will be able to beat the Dagestani fighter. Zalal said that Israel is not getting the respect he deserved. He thinks Adesanya has the upper hand because of his striking and power. Youssef Zalal said, I think Izzy, man. I feel like Izzy hasn't been obviously getting what he deserved because of his last two fights, but I feel like he is a really sharpshooter. You know, I call it like sharpshooter, like a very sharp striker and all that stuff, and I think he's gonna have a hard time finding Izzy is going to pick his shots. However, Diego Ferreira had a contrasting thought as he picked Imavov to defeat the former middleweight champion.
I think I'm gonna go on with
Imavov?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go in then.
Dustin Jacoby, who is a UFC light heavyweight fighter, predicts Israel Adesanya to regain his form against Imavov on the fight night in Saudi Arabia. Dustin Jacoby said, "Man, I think Adesanya, I really do." Furthermore, Elijah Smith wants Israel Adesanya to get back on track and start winning the fights. He believes this fight will be a thrilling encounter as both fighters will go hard against each other. Smith wants Adesanya to make a strong comeback and show everyone that he still has the ability to take down anyone, and he is a real contender for the middleweight title.
Even though Adesanya, unfortunately, he was going for his guy on the Contender Series, Aaron Taub, which I don't know why that kind of messed with me. I was like, damn, but it's your training partner. Why would you not go for your training partner? But I want to see Israel Adesanya get back on track. I want to see him go out there and win and prove that he's the best middleweight. And I think this is a good fight for both of them. But really, I think this is a good get back fight to show for Adesanya to show everybody like, yo, I'm still here. Like, don't try to play me like I'm losing myself. So I'm going Adesanya.
Meanwhile, the heavyweight fighter Jamal Pogues is confused about picking a clear winner as he believes both are outstanding fighters. He thinks Israel is a great fighter and he likes his fighting style. However, Jamal is also a fan of the power and skills of Imavov, and he thinks both will give a tough time to each other. He said Imavov has the skills to beat Israel, but the former champion will go hard against him.
Imavov is a beast, dude. I love his stand-up. And obviously it's Izzy, I love Izzy, and I'm not gonna lie to you, a part of me was happy to see Izzy fight, so me, you can't go wrong with the former champ, but Imavov, god damn, bro, he's a beast. So I'm gonna throw it in the air, and I don't know.
Jamal further praised the skills of Adesanya and felt that he had been fighting well, and he was also close to beating Dricus Du Plessis. He thinks that the former champion will always be among the favorites, and his wrestling and grappling can take down anyone.
Yeah, you have to give the former champ the odds. Even when you look at his fight against Du Plessis, man, he was winning the rounds until he got caught. So, and I don't think Imavov is really going to try to wrestle him. He's going to try to beat him in the stand-up and show him that he's a better striker. And that might play favor into Izzy because, Izzy don't want to look to wrestle or grapple. But I still believe that it's going to be a great fight, and that he's just as long. So let's just see.
Robert Whitaker, who is currently training with Adesanya, backs his training partner to beat Imavov. Robert admitted that Dagestani is also a great fighter, but it won't be easy for him to match the skills and strength of Adesanya. According to Whitaker, it will take something special from Imavov to beat a champion like Israel Adesanya. Robert feels that Imavov will give a tough time to the former champion, but in the end, it will be Israel who will taste the victory. victory. Robert Whittaker said on the MM Arcade podcast, "I'd have to lean into Izzy being the favorite. Like, he's so good at what he does. But Imavov's a bit of a dog. He can go the distance. His striking is good. I can see him pushing the pace, pushing the pressure to try to make Adesanya make errors, much like how Dricus fought him. I can't say better stand-up because Dricus' stand-up is just a different type of stand-up, a different approach." On the other hand, the UFC female flyweight fighter Jasmine Jasudavicius isn't sure who will win, but she thinks Imavov might be able to overcome the challenge of Israel. She is also aware of the skills of the former champion and knows that the result can go to either side.
That's gonna be tough. You know, I think Imavov.
Imavov, yeah.
I think he might take it though. I don't know, but you never know. Izzy's like a sniper, so you never know.
Similarly, MMA Guru has also picked Nassourdine Imavov to beat the favorite Israel Adesanya in Saudi Arabia. He believes that Imavov will shock everyone and hand Adesanya his third consecutive defeat in the UFC. Adesanya has never lost 3 consecutive fights in combat sports, so a loss in this fight will set an embarrassing record for the fighter. MMA Guru believes that Imavov will out-grapple Adesanya and continue his winning streak.
Adesanya versus Imavov. I'm going to go with Adesanya. I'll go Imavov. Imavov beats him. He out-grapples him because he's educated enough on the feet, but he does have a weakness to leg kicks. So he'd have to start grappling soon.
The UFC featherweight fighter Steve Garcia also wants Israel Adesanya to beat Imavov and make a roaring comeback in his division. Steve admitted that he might be biased as he doesn't want the Dagestani fighter to win this bout. He hopes that Israel will get back on track and regain his reputation after this bout. Steve Garcia said, "I might be biased, but I'm talking about like all these Dagestani and all these guys coming in doing work and stuff. I don't know if he's from there, but just because I'm biased, I'm gonna go with my man Izzy. I want him to see him to win. I want to see him win and be successful. I know he's lost like his last 2, so hopefully get it back on track." On the other hand, Vince Morales emphasizes the importance of the current form of both fighters. He thinks overall Israel is a better fighter, but at the moment Imavov has the upper hand. Vince Morales said, "I love Adesanya, but Imavov is doing the right thing lately, and Adesanya seems to be slowing down just a little bit." The pros have shared their predictions, but we want to hear from you guys. Who do you think will win between Israel Adesanya and Nassourdine Imavov? Share your thoughts in the comments section. If you liked the video, then give us a thumbs up and press the bell icon to get instant notification about our latest videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting content related to MMA.